Hi, everybody. It's Lyle from Landscape Lives by Landscape Lyle. I thought I'd just give us a little update on some of the things that I've been thinking about here in our new, soon to be winter garden type of an area. Let's talk about some winter prep, even though in a lot of places it's not quite winter, but it's getting there. We're here in sunny Southern California where it rains, sometimes it snows, but it's year round gardening. It's parts of the country, though, if you don't prepare your irrigation and your plants for the winter, you will suffer in economic ways more than anything else. Of course, if you love your garden, like I do, that's a disappointment as well. Although you do get the pleasure of replanting, but there comes the economic hit as well. So if you do things like this, back east when the ground freezes, or where the ground freezes, I should say, it's important to be able to build your sprinkling system so you can drain all the water out of the system. So because when pipes freeze and they're full of water, they break. You won't find out that until springtime when you turn your sprinklers on. And there's part of that. And there's a whole cottage industry across the country for landscape contractors at this time of year doing exactly that. So, irrigation techniques vary based upon, the total weather that you have to put up with, like anything that we manufacture. And in those same areas, you have to protect some of these plants. Now, most of the times you're going to have local plants that are available that will withstand the weather, but you still have to give it a little bit of protection. Generally, how we do this, we either cover them up with a burlap sack or we can cover it with a plastic bag as long as you put some, leaves or some sort of plants on it, give it a little bit of an insulation layer, basically keeping the super hard frost off of the wood and all these other things. Now, you can't do it to big trees, and generally they don't need it, but a lot of shrubbery could use that help. And that's your general winterization. In the warmer places, like here in Southern California, it's a good time to start trimming and getting ready for the spring. Roses can be trimmed. Certain other plants, it's the time to trim them. You do not want to trim any warm season grasses at this time of year. They won't grow and they won't look good. The time to cut them is in the springtime when they have a chance to grow back beautifully. You do not cut off the flower buds from your hydrangeas. That will guarantee that you do not get flowers next year. That's a big no-no. It's also a good time of year to do your winter fertilization. That will help you come spring. Now, if you've got a regular fertilization program, you don't really have to do anything special except keep up on it. You're going to change your formulations when the weather cools off because it doesn't have the same kind of chemical reactions when the temperature changes. So as an example, here in Southern California, when we want to keep our lawns green, we use a product called Nitri-King, which is mostly nitrogen, but it works well in the lower temperatures. There's also ammonium nitrate, which is only nitrogen, that will also work in the cold weather. And it's important not to over-fertilize too. You just want to give it a little bit of oomph. But you want to always maintain your fertilization schedule for your really nice plants like azaleas and camellias. They get fed once a month. And they should get a layer of mulch or some peat moss come springtime. And you'll have beautiful flowers when it comes time to do that. What shall we do here? Oh, yeah, we have gone over all the different areas and what you should do and shouldn't do. And by the way, make sure you tap that subscribe and like button because it really helps to spread the word. And that's really what I'm trying to do, is to give life to the proper way of doing landscaping and gardening that is pleasurable, because it does have several different functions. Landscaping is practical because it does protect the environment. It creates an environment depending on the size of the project. And it's also aesthetically pleasing. And so, it has a lot to offer. It also has a lot that has to be done correctly. A lot of things that you don't see, if you don't do correctly, will affect the things that you do see. So with that, have a nice day. It's almost Thanksgiving, and I hope you all have a very nice holiday. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.